Hey guys, it's Ivy. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my April wrap-up. I am actually surprised I read this many books, so I'm pretty happy about that. I read 9 books, so that's pretty shocking. So I'm just gonna jump right in and start telling you guys what the first book I read in April was. The first book I read in the month of April was Blues for Nightmares, and this is by Lori Fiera Stollards, and this is a book about a girl who is a witch and she has nightmares, and these nightmares leave her with like little tips about what's going to happen so that she can prevent it and help people. The first thing that happened was someone around her got murdered and she didn't follow her gut and she couldn't protect that person, but now this person that she's having nightmares about is her roommate. She wants to really help her roommate, so because she doesn't want anybody else around her hurt, and also her roommate is being stalked and she like really has really bad feelings. So this book was really fun, really fast paced. I really enjoyed it. I did give it 4 out of 5 stars, and I do plan on continuing on in the series, and I did really enjoy this. The next book that I read was Sailor Moon Eternal Edition Volume 2, and this was so much fun. I really loved these manga series and these editions, and Sailor Moon is just so fun and empowering and funny and clumsy, so I just really love diving into these mangas. And also the artwork is just so incredible throughout it. There's some colored pages which are just so stunning, and the art is just so much fun. Here is another one, and I just really highly recommend this series. I always have a great time when I am in the Sailor Moon verse, so definitely love this. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I read was Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, and this is the first book in the Black Daggers Brotherhood series. This is a paranormal romance about vampires. I did like this book more as I was getting into it. Towards the end I was just kind of like, I'm losing my interest. It is fun, it's entertaining, it's super cheesy and super steamy. I might read the next book, I might not, I'm not really sure. I think I gave this book like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's just kind of, like I said, it's just super cheesy, but like it's mindless reading. The villain in this book is where they really lost me. I didn't like those chapters and I wasn't enjoying those parts. The parts that I was enjoying like was learning about the vampires. And the vampires in this world are really weird. They're not like normal vampires, so that was pretty different. But yeah, it's just super steamy and cheesy, and so I like I said, enjoyed the beginning of the book more than the end of the book. So will I read the sequel? I'm really not sure yet. And then I also read Sailor Moon Volume 3, and this one might be my favorite so far in the series. I really enjoyed this one, and the artwork as ever is stunning, and I did give it 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed having Sailor Pluto in here, and I thought that was why I probably think this is my favorite in the series. So I definitely really had a lot of fun reading this one. I'm recording a video. So the next book I read was The Gentleman's Guide to Getting Lucky, and this is like a 1.5 like novella in between The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue and The Lady's Guide to Pennycoats or something. I don't know. I did give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was just kind of a little like novella about Monty and Percy. Steamy times. So yeah. The next book I read was The Heart of the Moors by Holly Black, and this book was fantastic. It was my favorite book of the month. It was so entertaining, and Holly has such a way with fairies. We all know that she is the queen of fairies, and she just had such masterful craftsmanship with this book. You can tell she really took a lot of care of Maleficent and that story, and I just really loved this book. I was so entertained. I could not put it down, and I definitely gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. So if you're not reading this, you need to be reading this because it was amazing. The next book I read was You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, and this is a thriller. This is a book about a girl who sees another woman commit suicide in front of a train at the train station in New York City, and the woman who commits suicide, her friends start to infiltrate themselves into the girl who witnessed its life, and it is insane. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. That's pretty much all I'm going to tell you about the book because obviously it's a thriller, so it's not the best thriller I ever read or my favorite thriller, but I still was like entertained and trying to figure out what was happening. So for that, I did give it the 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawai Strong Washburn, and this book is about a little boy who is said to be born with godlike powers because he fell into the ocean and the sharks brought him back in their jaws and returned him to his mother, and they didn't attack him or anything like that, and his touch can heal people. This book is a magical realism story, and I thought I was gonna love it. However, I didn't. I don't like the author's choices with some of the sexual content. Like, the mother is the one telling the first chapter, and she's telling her son like how he was conceived, and it was just like going into way too much detail of telling your child like how they were conceived. I really didn't like that. And then there's also some like later on in the story, like adults telling children about sexual content and stuff like that, and I didn't like those choices. Like I was just like, this was not a good move. This totally like was a little disturbing to me, so I really didn't like that, and I just started skim reading this book, and I only gave it 1 star. I really did not like it. I don't recommend it. I really don't know like what to say about it that was good. Like, I thought it was going to be a really interesting story, but yeah, I did not agree with the writer's writing style and choices and stuff like that. So no, I did not like this book at all. And then the final book that I read this month was Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas, which I technically finished in May, but I read the bulk of it in April, so like I'll just talk about it here. Obviously it's one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book of all time. Like, Queen of Shadows is definitely like my top favorite in the series. Sometimes it changes a little bit, but Queen of Shadows is like the best book ever. So I did give it 5 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed my time in it, and it was just, that book is just like coming home, and it's so relaxing to read to me, and it's so action-packed, and I just love Manon and Dorian and Aelin and Rowan, and so it's just amazing. So definitely I did give it 5 out of 5 stars, and yeah. So that pretty much wraps up my reading wrap up of April. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys read in the month of April. If you are looking for me on any other social medias, you can find those linked down below. As always, I hope you guys like this video and have a beautiful day. May the force be with you. Bye.